Okay, today we're going to show you what we're going to do with the potato pots that I made. Well, I'll link to that video, should be right up here. Well, we took 55-gallon plastic drums, cut them in two, cut the ends out, and my thought on these pots, and I had some questions. Why did you cut such a big hole in the bottom of the pot? Well, I didn't really want them as containers per se. I wanted it as more of a raised bed. I wanted the beneficial insects and worms and everything else in the ground to be able to permeate up into the container or the pot. Just to, I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent. That was just my thought process behind it. So this whole video is not a how-to do. This is a how we're doing it, and perhaps you can gather some ideas from it and modify it, change it however you want, or just do exactly what we're doing. And anyway, this is how we're going to grow our sweet potatoes this year. I don't know that we're going to keep them here, but what you see behind me is what in the future will be all kiwi. We've got about 100 foot of this raised trellis, if you would. We just planted the kiwi plants last year, and they're just letting them get established. That's what you see right down here. And there's one at every post. So, because this entire sweet potato is an experiment thing, and according to Deep South Homestead, we can grow them into, say, containers, especially my modified idea of a container to a raised bed. For this year anyway, this is where we're going to plant them. So we've not done anything with this area. We've just kind of let it go. Let those kiwi plants become established. I'm not worried about weeds or anything else. So I'm going to go through, and every place we put one of these pots, I'm going to weed it out and get it looking nice again, if you would, instead of overgrown. You can maybe see a little bit over on this side. There's still some large weeds in here and so forth, but I chose this particular place right here to start because it had the least amount of weeds, so it was the least amount of work. I know a lot of people say, well, you start with the hardest thing. Well, if you start with the hardest thing and work down, every time you go to work on a project or continue on that project, you're always working on the hardest thing. So a fellow told me many years ago, he said, if you do the easiest thing first and go in that direction, you're always working on the easiest job. So I'm trying that. We'll see if it works. Anyway, we do the wood chip gardening, the Garden of Eden type gardening here. And I know they don't do that down at Deep South. They have a fire ant problem. We don't have fire ants here. We do have ants, but not seen that to be a problem. So what I need to do is I need to rake back where I'm going to put this pot, these wood chips. I'll get the pot situated and we'll get it filled up, and I'll show you step by step how we're doing that all along the way here. So first thing to do is just get some of these wood chips out of the way. I'm sure you folks can see on the camera, it's damp under these chips. It's very dry on top, but it does hold the moisture. Well, let's see how close we are. And you can see the size hole I have in the bottom of this. Well, we've cleaned out enough. Let's see how level it is. Okay. A little more to do here. That's close enough. So to fill these pots, put a piece of cardboard down first. I don't do this for weed control on these pots. I do it because the worms in this area absolutely love cardboard. I figure this will act as a magnet and just start bringing them up in here. Let's place it down the bottom. And what I have here is mushroom compost. So we'll do kind of a lasagna type fill. We'll get some of the compost in first on top of that cardboard. And then what I have is dirt that I removed from our raised beds when we amended them this spring with the mushroom compost. So I've taken a couple inches of dirt out of all the raised beds. It obviously grew in this last year. It's a lot better than the ground is here, but I don't consider this to be finished garden dirt yet. Another 3 or 4 years, compost added into it every year, it'll really make it great. But clear the dirt. Another layer of compost. Another layer of dirt. Another layer of compost. Another layer of dirt. Another layer of dirt. And we have just a little compost left to top it. So that's how we're doing it. According to Danny, we should be able to plant 3 slips in that. And I guess we're going to see if we get sweet potatoes this year. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time.